That was like emotionally draining. Oh boy. We got stuff to talk about. We got stuff to talk about. There's no doubt about that. What's going on, everyone? Your boy here, Apollo from Down, Down, Up, Up. It's time for our first results and review video of the weekend. WWE Clash at the Castle. The company's first stop for the big premium live event, pay-per-view, in the UK for quite some time. Didn't disappoint me to a high. I had a fun time with this show. The twists were a surprise. When it got good, it got good. Some things you wouldn't want to go this way, etc. But I think we're going to try to break down a good show that was worth the wait. So let's see how this goes. Starting off with a kickoff, we finally got a kickoff match. Yeah, finally, after what feels like forever. Like maybe since day one, we have a kickoff match. It wasn't anything too special, but it's just nice to see wrestling on the kickoff besides this, which doesn't go too much. Street Profits, Madcap Moss taking on Theory and Alpha Academy. Once you knew Theory was there, you had something in the back of your head that maybe said, ooh, what's he gonna do later, maybe? We'll get to that. But it was a good little match, fun stuff. I loved the crazy blockbuster spot outside. It was pretty damn good. And then, of course, Ford gets Gable back in the ring. Boom from the Heavens Frog Splash. 1, 2, 3. A win for the baby faces going on. Good to see the Prophet shine. Good to see Madcap Moss still on TV picking up wins. Didn't complain. Starting the show, as we should 100% agree with the order of this card. Bailey, Dakota Kai, Io Sky. I already forget their name, but I think they have a name. Was it something dangerous? Oh, I forget already. It didn't stick. Bottom line, it didn't stick. Very generic sounding. Which they had Bailey's opening like, oh, but then they put in some lyrics which sounded very boring. But at least like they finally have an established name for themselves. I just don't remember what it is because again, I can't be bothered if it's that generic. Taking on Raw Champion, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Asuka. This was good. It had a lot of time to it, and they were allowed to do some good choice spots. Maybe it ran a bit too long, and it was a bit too predictable in my opinion, but it was a good time. And also to remember, there were only 6 matches on the main card. Didn't stop them from going 3.5 hours, though. Fair play. But finally, at the end, it took a lot, but they got Bianca. Dakota with the kick, Io with the moonsault, and Bailey with the rose plant. Not in that order. I'm pretty sure it was kick, rose plant, moonsault. But Bailey did get the pin over the champion, which tells me that, look out, Extreme Rules, Bailey surely has to be in the title picture. I'm thinking it will either be Bianca and Bailey, or maybe Rhea's going to want to jump back into this spot too. We'll see. We're not going to count chickens on that just yet. But also looking good for Sky and Kai. Maybe they get another shot at the tag team titles. We'll see where that goes. Second, this was painful to watch. Sheamus and Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. And you love to see it. We did not get Written in My Face, Sheamus' old theme. That was a miss because when you think about the end of the match and Sheamus leaving, it should have played then. I'm not going to let them pass on that. They should have played his old theme then 100%. But what we did do was we brought back formerly known as Fabian Eichner, Giovanni Vinci, whatever his NXT name is, because I really still can't be bothered with some names. But bottom line, the original Imperium was back together for this entrance, and that was really special to see. Not the only NXT call-up we're going to get, though, wink wink. But the nice thing about this is that we had even playing ground to Sheamus and his boys, Butch, Pete Dunne, and Ridge Holland. So those 4 just decided to go at each other and thankfully got ejected ASAP while Gunther and Sheamus were staring at each other, and then the match began and it was painful. If you're going to watch one match from this show, I would say it's a toss-up between this match and Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre. Maybe Riddle and Rollins, though, if I'm being honest, because that was pretty hot. But Sheamus and Gunther, this was painful. Oh my gosh, did you see Sheamus' back and chest after that match? Brutal. Chop fest, slugfest to a T. This was a brawl if I ever saw one, the good old-fashioned way. But man, the crowd was so behind Sheamus, and I was really hoping he'd do it. I was really hoping this was going to be it. And it was a good fight. But Sheamus' back just couldn't cooperate enough with him, Even after 2 power bombs, he was hanging in there, but Gunther hit the big lariat, clothesline from hell-esque, if you will, and pinned Sheamus to retain the championship. He's got Imperium back together, and Sheamus got a nice little send-off after. It was a good time. It was a good time. I disagree with the result. I'm sorry, but even with all the nice things afterwards, you didn't change my mind. I disagree with the result. But it was a fun time, and I really hope Sheamus is not done chasing this championship yet. Because I'm with many of the fans who want to see Sheamus win the Intercontinental Championship at least once in his career. Bottom line, is it going to be the day he retires? Maybe. His last match, he wins the Intercontinental Championship? I don't know. I don't know. But we don't know what the future holds. They should have done it then. They should have done it then. Because when you think about the rest of the card and who won and who lost, this should have been a win for Sheamus. But we're going to move on. Liv Morgan, Shayna Baszler, SmackDown Women's Championship. It was good. Not great, but it was good. Those two put on a nice little match with some good teases. Without a doubt, it's their best match with each other to date. I will say that for it. And after a good back and forth of submission teasing for both ladies, mind you, Liv Morgan finally got the Oblivion 1, 2, 3, still the SmackDown Women's Champion. And you had her beat Ronda Rousey twice in a row. Why would she lose to someone else the next pay-per-view? That just wouldn't make sense to me. So Shayna might still be in the hunt, but not at the moment. Not at the moment right now, because Liv is still holding the championship. If we're doing Shayna and Ronda, I see money in that, but not right now. Maybe around next year's WrestleMania time. Maybe. Up next, though, this is where we certainly made choices. As much as I disagree with the Sheamus Gunther result, I appreciate everything I got. This time, I really wasn't sure what was going on. We had Edge and Rey Mysterio. Edge came out in a mask, by the way, for his entrance. That was hilarious. And we had the Judgment Day. Dominic in the Mysterio and Edge corner. Rhea Ripley in Judgment Day's corner. For a nice little match, but nothing too long, mind you. This wasn't a long grueler, which was probably for the best. And then, wow, okay, Dominic is doing like the most I've seen him do to try to help his team win. Without a doubt. He was pulling down Finn and Priest whenever he got a chance. And after a bit of a struggle and Rhea got knocked down accidentally, Edge was able to spear Balor for the win. Edge and Mysterio win. I'm not going to complain about Edge winning, but Judgment Day losing again. I don't get it. I don't get it. Even though my basis was a Dominic Mysterio heel turn, which then happened. Yeah, after the celebrating, Dominic suddenly kicked Edge in the nuts. Ray was going crazy after him, and then he clotheslined the heck out of Ray. It was a good lariat, too. Like, my lord, you just knocked your father out. And the crowd was loud for this. So, yes, this was the time for a Dominic Mysterio heel turn. They finally did it. But in the strangest way, because you have Judgment Day laughing at it, but they just lost. The biggest losers on Raw right now continue to be Judgment Day. I don't know. That was strange booking. That was strange booking to me. The only thing I can justify with it is having Edge and Ray win completely ruined any chances in most fans' mind of seeing Dominic turn heel. So when it happened afterward, there was the bigger surprise factor. So that was a good call. The problem is, Judgment Day gonna start winning. This is bad, man. They just keep losing. And here's the thing. Everyone might think Dominic's gonna join Judgment Day out of this. I don't really think he is. I don't think he is. Because he was attacking them like crazy, and then he left after he turned heel. Part of me thinks this might just be the end of the Judgment Day Edge Mysterio feud. I don't know. Weird. I guess I'm feeling more good about it than bad, but still weird. But then we get right back on the train because Rollins and Riddle stole the show in a hot way there too. Rollins came out looking like Satan. That was a lot. And then they just tore the house down. Fantastic match. Working off of Riddle's injuries. It was great. The reversals especially great. Just delicious toast. Especially one thing though that really got triggered to me. So Rollins, according to the announcers, hit the bro Derek and almost stole the match. Like, oh, he stole Riddle's move up. That was the neutralizer. That was the Gotch neutralizer. That was Cesaro's finisher, who is now in AEW as Claudio Castagnoli. Yeah, that was a bit cringy because you knew it was the neutralizer. If you've been watching wrestling, you just know the difference between a bro Derek and a neutralizer. I'm sorry. That was dumb. Hilariously dumb. Hopefully, Claudio rips off one of Rollins' moves tonight. I would love him to be petty about it. Let's go, maybe. But after a good struggle, I'm sorry, Riddle, your emotions got caught up with you. He was going to hit Rollins with a chair. He came in the ring after Rollins moved. Stomp. Rollins goes up to the second rope. Super stomp. 1, 2, 3. The Messiah finally gets a win on pay-per-view, looking more solid than a disqualification over Roman Reigns. That was good stuff. I'm hoping to see them continue this feud. No complaints. Fun match. Good choice of result. Main event time. After so many promos, so much talking, Drew McIntyre got his Broken Dreams music. This was the best part of the show for me. Once you saw the graphic and the similar art compared to his original Titantron when he was Intercontinental Champion, you knew it was coming, and they played it. They did it. That was the more important one than Written in My Face was Broken Dreams for me. I almost cried. I was singing along to it. I was happy with what I got. And all right, fine. He didn't come out to it, but it brought him out, so to speak. Because then afterwards, when they played the lines you wanted to hear most, while matching it to that old style, music kicks out, comes out with a sword, having a blast, and then, of course, Roman Reigns just gets booed to oblivion. And the best part is, after this match, they had a little press conference, and from what I understand, Roman Reigns simply said something along the lines of, "I wish Cardiff acknowledged me," and then just left the press conference and didn't answer any questions. That was funny. And then the match. This was an old-style pay-per-view main event. This was great. This is by far the best match Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre have had with each other. This was so much fun, and you wondered when it was going to go wrong because you knew in the bottom of your heart something was going to happen. And you got more than something, I'll say that much. So, we get a tease early on because Karrion Kross and Scarlett are out in the crowd. And it looks like they threw some water at McIntyre, which distracted him when he was in control. But Roman took advantage of that, and then that was it. Okay, that was it for Kross and Scarlett. The match kept going. That wasn't a costing moment. Okay, what else are we going to get? Well, we got some spears. Drew McIntyre able to kick out of 2 spears. Thank the Lord. And of course, Drew finally gets the Claymore after the struggle, and then what happens? It goes into the referee. Well, it hits Roman and the referee, I guess, by the feel of it. And everyone's just upset and wondering, and then A-Town, Theory does come out with another referee ready to cash in, and I was ready for this, man, and then, oh, what happens? Well, Tyson Fury was sitting in the crowd, and he punched Theory's lights out. Gone. No cash in for you. And I was talking to my friends about this. I'm honestly tempted to say I want this to be a continuing gimmick. Every time Theory cashes in Money in the Bank, it's in the main event of a pay-per-view, premium live event, and somehow every time he gets thwarted. He never cashes it in. He always just gets attacked or something goes wrong that prevents him from cashing in. Every time. And then what happens is he finally is about to at next year's Money in the Bank, but right before he can, oh, I'm sorry, it's expired. Sorry. Can't cash in. You don't have it anymore. That would be hilarious to me. But back to the match. So Theory's knocked out. He's not cashing in. Fury makes sure of that. Roman Reigns and Drew are back up, and Drew gets a second Claymore. 1, 2. No, Roman kicks out. Man, just... But Drew gets a third. And you just know Roman's not kicking out of 3 Claymores. 1, 2. The referee gets pulled out of the ring. By not Jim Uso, not Jey Uso, not Sami Zayn, not Karrion Kross, not Theory, not Tyson Fury, not King Neptune. He got next. Solo Sikoa. The third Uce, brother of the Usos from NXT, decided to show up. He pulled the ref out. The ref that Theory brought to the ring, mind you. He pulls McIntyre off the top rope, like neck into the top rope. There's the third spear. 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns pins Drew McIntyre to retain the championships thanks to Solo Sikoa debuting for the Bloodline, it seems. And that was that. Roman Reigns had a little stare-off with Tyson Fury, who came in the ring. Roman Reigns walked out after with Solo Sikoa. By the way, it was Charles Robinson, the original ref, who counted the 3 count, even more heartbreaking. Because both refs could have been down and staying down for that point, but not this time. And then, in a very interesting move, they sort of Lex Lugered McIntyre's loss and had Fury and Drew sing the crowd out, and then the show ended with the recaps, making it look like an old-style show of, like, recaps of the whole show and everything, and then it ended. Which was weird. Nice, but weird. I don't really think it helped that the crowd seemed really pissed afterwards about this, but not being there myself, I really liked the twists and turns because I just knew that Drew wasn't going to win the titles here and Roman Reigns was going to keep going. He still has a bit to beat San Martino's reign, but we're going 2+ years, so yeah, that was it. I had fun. I have minor disagreements about the show. I don't think anything too major, but minor enough. And I'm looking forward to today because in a few hours, I gotta go watch NXT and then All Out, and then I gotta talk to you guys some more tomorrow and hopefully bring the same energy. Clash of the Castle was a fun time. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What did you like? What didn't you like? What were you expecting? What were you not expecting? And what are you excited about today? Who's watching NXT? Watching All Out? Let me know. I'll see you later. Keep it real.